So every now and again, there's a piece of filmmaking gear that comes out that's not only a good value for the price, but it's actually a good product. And as far as gimbals are concerned, in 2024, the Zhiyun Cinepeer Weebill 3E is that product. So Zhiyun actually reached out to me and sent me this gimbal for free so I can try it out in the real world and report back to you guys and explain how it is a good or bad product. And I gotta say that for the price, which we're gonna get into by the way, for the features that this gimbal has, it is a great product. And what I did was I used it on a wedding that I shot last month, and I'm gonna get into what I like about this gimbal and whether or not it is a good value for the money. And just to cut to the chase, I think that it is a great value for the money. So in this video, I'm gonna get into the features, what this gimbal comes with, what it can do, and who I think it's for. So without further ado, although it's already unboxed, let's get this gimbal officially unboxed and let me tell you what it comes with. So as far as what's in the box, so the gimbal comes with, of course, your normal manual, and you have the gimbal and about 3 to 4 accessories. And as far as the gimbal is concerned, it really feels great in the hand. It's not the most top tier product that I've ever held, like ever, but in terms of just the build quality, I would have to give it a B. Maybe even a B+. It's very, very good build quality, especially considering the price. It also comes with the tripod feet for you to put on the bottom of your gimbal. It also comes with the plate that you mount onto your camera that you actually, attach back onto the gimbal to have your camera on the gimbal. It comes with a USB-C cord so you can hook the camera directly up to your gimbal, and it also comes with a charging cable. So that's pretty much everything that is in the box. So when powering the gimbal on, you immediately get that Cinepeer branding, following by the mode that your gimbal is in. As you can see, mine was in pan follow. On the right side of the gimbal, you will find the power button, the menu button, and the wheel. Now, this is not a touch screen, so you will have to use the menu button and the wheel to navigate through the options. Now, to the left of the screen, you will find the joystick, the record button when you have your camera hooked up via USB-C, as well as the mode button to toggle in between the mode that you want to use. Now, on the front of the gimbal, you will find the trigger button along with the adjustment wheel, and both of these buttons do not have set functions. You can actually customize them to do a number of things, which is great. Now, right below the tilt axis, you will find a USB-C port, which you can plug in the USB-C cable that comes with the kit into your camera, and you can control the record function with that button I showed you earlier. And you can also use that adjustment wheel to control things like your ISO, aperture, and shutter speed on your camera. That is amazing. So here are some of the highlights of the Zhiyun Cinepeer Weebill 3E, and you can screenshot this for later reference. Now, this gimbal is small. They say it's the size of an A4 sheet of paper. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know what an A4 sheet of paper is, but it must be small because this gimbal is not that big. They have pro algorithm systems, a Bluetooth shutter, so you can actually connect this camera via Bluetooth if you don't want to use that USB-C cable. The customizable buttons I already spoke to, the native portrait switch, which I'm gonna get into. I'm actually gonna show you how that works. Now, as far as the Sling Mode 2.5 is concerned, there is a separate attachment that you can buy, which allows you to go into underslung mode a lot easier, and it also comes with a wrist support. So if you're somebody who's going to want to use that underslung mode, I would definitely invest in that Sling 2.5. And lastly, there is a long battery runtime on this thing of 16 hours. So if you're filming events and weddings like me, this gimbal is definitely one that would benefit you. Now, one thing that I haven't mentioned yet is the payload of this gimbal is actually 6.5 pounds. And currently I have my main A cam on here. I have my FX3 with my Sigma 24-70 zoom lens. Yes, I got a zoom lens on here. A lot of people, I noticed that they did their reviews and they put prime lenses on here. This thing can handle a zoom lens. I literally shot a whole wedding with this setup right here on this gimbal. And as you can see, I got it in pan follow right now, and this thing works like it's supposed to. So as far as the different modes are concerned, I already said that it has pan follow. You can actually put it into a locking mode where you can move this thing every which way, side to side, up and down. It pretty much locks all the axis so it doesn't move. That's pretty good if you want like a nice stable shot and don't want to worry about your camera swaying either which way. They have a follow mode, which That also kind of pans, but you can kind of tilt as well. So if you want to get one of those like drop down shots where you're, you know, coming in and then you showing something like that, then boom, you can lock it with the trigger, do whatever you need to do. If you hit the mode button 2 times, you go into POV mode, where that's kind of like FPV mode. If you have a Ronin where it just kind of, you know, does everything every which way, goes side to side, up and down, and everything. But when you're in POV mode and you hit the mode button twice again, it actually goes into vortex mode where the camera goes straight up like that, and I can put it down like this and actually get that like flashlight effect. That's what it's called on the Ronin, at least, where, you know, say I want to do like a push in like this. And also too, what I just discovered that I didn't even know, if you hit the mode button twice again when it's in vortex mode, it goes into P mode, which I'm gonna say stands for portrait, which is kind of similar to vortex mode, only in, you know, the portrait aspect. So as you see my camera turn like this, and I can do that same effect. So I'm really loving this, man. Hey yo, what's up? So this is editor Marbu from the future. So I'm editing this video as we speak, and I just noticed when I got to the part where I was about to explain about the Zhiyun mobile app that you use with the gimbal, my freaking audio went out. But anyway, what I was explaining in this clip is that there is a mobile app called ZY Play that you can get on Android, that you can get on Apple. You can actually control the gimbal with the buttons on the mobile app. It literally comes up, I'll overlay it on the screen. It comes up, you know, you can pan it left to right, you can tilt up, down, you can roll it side to side. You can even hit record if you have it plugged up via Bluetooth. So the mobile app is another feature, a part of this gimbal that makes this gimbal just the total package as it relates to like anything you would possibly need a gimbal for. But anyway, let's get back to the video. So when I took the gimbal out into the real world and used it on a shoot, I went big because, like I mentioned before, I actually shot an entire wedding on this thing. I'm talking about first time using it, new gimbal. I just said, you know what? If I want to give the people an honest take, I gotta put it through its paces. So I literally did a whole 8-hour wedding day with this gimbal. It was great, it was fine. I really enjoyed using it. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit different from the RS3 experience, mainly due to the fact that on the RS3, the trigger is here and the adjustment wheel is up here. So I kept hitting this, trying to reposition my gimbal. Say if it's here and I'm trying to reposition it, I'm like, dang, the button's up here to reposition it. You know what I'm saying? I kept doing that a lot. But other than that, the adjustment wheel actually really did work out good for me on that wedding, because as you can see, I have it set to the roll access. Now, the reason why that was beneficial to me on that wedding was because the yard that the wedding took place in was at a slant, and I was just like, dang, like it was hard for me to set up my tripods because I kind of had to angle them a certain type of way. But the gimbal helped me out, because when I saw that my shot was a little off, all I had to do was just slightly tilt my wheel to adjust my roll access, and that helped me out a lot in terms of getting like the correct composition with my shot. So I really appreciated that wheel kind of being closer for my finger. If there was any wedding that I was going to use this gimbal on with the wheel so conveniently placed, it was definitely that wedding for sure. So as far as portrait mode is concerned, let me show you how fast you can go from shooting landscape to vertical. And just like that, you are ready for portrait mode. You're ready for those reels, those TikToks. You just gotta, you know, make a couple of adjustments to make sure that this thing is balanced perfectly. But no other gimbal is that simple to switch from shooting horizontal to vertical. Now, the best thing about this gimbal is actually the price. Now, I normally use my Ronin RS3, which I bought for $549. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it still goes for $549. I know they have the Ronin S3 Mini, which I believe is about $279 or $300. This thing retails for $250, but if you use the coupon code down below that you can purchase directly from Zhiyun's website, you can get this gimbal for $200. That is a steal in my opinion, with all the modes that this thing has, the ability to switch from landscape to vertical shooting in a matter of what, 5 seconds. You just saw it. Like I said, the modes, the ability to connect to your phone, to use it via Bluetooth, the customizable options with the trigger and the wheel on the front. You're not going to find a better beginner gimbal, and even I can say with all the features, an intermediate gimbal. Unless you're running like a very heavy setup, this gimbal right here, in terms of stabilization, value for the money, it's really all you need for almost any project that you're doing. So if you are in the market for a new gimbal, go down to the description of this video, click on that link, which will lead you to Zhiyun's website, use that $50 off coupon and get this thing for $199. That is a purchase that you will not regret. So that's all that I have for this gimbal. That's all that I have for this video. Now, I will be lying to say that I'm going to discontinue my use of the RS3, but if you follow me, you know that I use multiple cameras. I do a lot of production shoots, and this gimbal is something that if I want to go use a gimbal and be in portrait mode, I would definitely have it with me, because a lot of times if I am using my gimbal, it's a part of my workflow, and I don't really like, I do have cages on some of my cameras, so I'm able to mount you know, my cameras on the plate onto the cage vertical on the RS3, but sometimes I gotta worry about rebalancing it, and it'll kind of just throw me off if I'm on a shoot. So I know if I have something like this, I can just throw a camera on it, have it vertical, you know, a camera that I'm not using for my production, get whatever type of BTS or social media stuff I need, and I can just put it away and just, you know that I have my RS3 in the position that I needed to be in without having to switch things around. So I'm gonna enjoy using this thing for like BTS, or even just bringing it that, you know, I only have one RS3 battery. So if my RS3 dies, I know I can go to a reliable option for a gimbal. So if you guys did find value in this video, I would appreciate it if you go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me, and subscribe to the channel. I post a lot of filmmaking tips, tutorials, and product reviews like this one. So I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Peace out.